It's me, OGDuffy. Another month has passed, which can mean only one thing. Yes, my game of the month time. On a bit of Tajski beer this week. Poland's finest. It's a Polish recipe. It's very, very tasty, and at 5%, I ain't complaining. Now anyway, game of the month, what happens? I go through all the games I've been playing this month. Any games I've managed to complete, of which I've done 2 this month. Blimey, it's a first for me. And just talk about the games in general. And then, at the very end, I'll give you my pick of the month. So, as we've got the arcade machines on behind us, might as well come to them first. Firstly, Gallagher. I beat my new personal best. I've now got a new personal best score of 97,200. So congratulations to me. Not the greatest score in the world, but for me, pretty good. And then we come to this, Double Dragon 2. I love the first original Double Dragon, and it's one of my all-time favourite arcade games, you know. I know it's got its issues, it suffers a bit of slowdown and that, but I still absolutely love it. Now recently, one of you good people set me the task of playing Renegade, which was the very first sort of a game produced in this sort of series unofficially. And the guy went on to do, from Renegade, Double Dragon, then Double Dragon 2, etc. Right, so the Double Dragon 2, when it first came out, I could never get into it because the controls were all over the place and it just wasn't the same as the original for me. So after playing that Renegade the other day, I thought, I know, I'll give it a go. And I've revisited this, and whoever gave me Renegade, thank you very much, because the controls for Double Dragon 2 are very similar to Renegade. So when I played this, I actually played it right through. Obviously I didn't do it on a single credit, far from it. I had pumped a load of credits in. But I quite enjoyed it. Is it as good as the original Double Dragon? No, of course it's not. But hey, it was thoroughly enjoyable. It was uncanny in places though, because I went right through and I played it. I mean, and in the original you had to fight your brother at the end. But at the end of this, a ghost appears through the ground, and you end up having to fight a ghost of yourself or as your brother or whoever. I don't know. It's most bizarre. But this was weird as well in respect of sort of the musical soundtrack would sort of cut out in places. Don't know if that was just the ROM or what, but after a few levels it was just basically sort of sound effects. And some of the levels were complete rip-offs of the first Double Dragon, you know, so it was really intriguing to watch and play. But all in all, a bit of fun. Will I be revisiting? No, I will not. But what games have I completed? Well, that was the first one I completed. Multiple credits, of course, but I did it. But this next game I completed, I've been playing for years, and many, many hours have been put into it. So the second game I've been playing a lot of, and I've actually completed it, is King's Bounty on the Sega Mega Drive, or the Genesis if you're that side of the pond. Now, it's a game that it's sort of it's not a quick arcade game, it's nothing like that. You have to put hours into each game. And I had a spare afternoon and I was emulating it on my PC, and I thought I'd have a go at that. And about 3 hours in, I got enough pieces of the map, and I thought, I think I know where that might be. And I just went and had a punt here, a real guess, and I only pulled it off, didn't I? So there you go, that's the closing shot of the game there. As evidence, I took a photo to prove I'd done it, and I was well pleased. Would I play it again? Definitely. If you've never played King's Bounty and you quite like a bit of fantasy, I don't know, army management and stuff like that, it's a really, really good game. So one I highly recommend. So go give that a game, definitely, King's Bounty. And one of the older games I've been playing this month is on me the C64 Mini, which they're amazing prices at the moment, even just to play the games that come pre-installed, you know. And it is this. It is Paradroid. If you remember this from back in the day, you remember this was a great, great game. And I'll be honest, I've revisited it after all them years, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Basically, it's a really simple game. There's just levels. They're like decks on ships. And as you can see, you've got these robots. I'm 001 there, as you can see. Now, as you can see, they all have numbers on. So, you have to destroy every robot on the level, alright? By firing your lasers, etc., right? But you could also take over the larger robots. So I'm going to go to try and take that one over, right? So you have to influence the device, take it over, and obviously the higher the number, the stronger the robot you've got. And it comes to this sort of thing you have to do on here, right? We'll have a go on that level. I've only got 3 shots though. Let's see if that does anything. So you have to get more than the opponent on this, and if you get more, you take them over. I'm pleased to say I won that round. So I've now upgraded my robot. Right now, and your energy levels drop, and you have lifts. These things here, these are lifts that take you to different levels. Okay, so you go on that, you hold your button in, and then this is the map, and you have to go and clear every level. So I'm going to go back to this level, so I'm still working on this one. But the problem is, when you change your levels, it gets harder as it goes. But if you've not played Paradroid before, mate, you really are missing the trick. It's a great little game. And one I haven't played since I was about 14, maybe 12, 14. So, you know, it's such a great game to revisit. And I tell you what, it still plays really, really well. So go, give it a play, honestly. You can't not enjoy it, I don't think. So that was Paradroid. So that was the probably the oldest game I've been playing this month, aside from arcade games. And of course, what sort of month would it be if I didn't play any PS3 titles? I know I keep banging on and on and on about the PS3, but honestly, it's so good. Even now, it still looks really, really good, all right? And there's some games out there that are so dirt cheap, it would be rude not to, all right? Again, before we get into these final few titles, comments, let me know your thoughts, your beliefs, your understanding of any of these games that I'm showing you, because I've got some right odd titles coming up here. So, Aliens, Colonial Marines, all right? To be honest, I will put this in, and I was enjoying the atmospherics of it. It was sort of dark and gloomy and all that, you know, and you started playing and it was suckering you in, tension was building, then the aliens come along, and then that's where it lost the plot for me. The game mechanics, the shooting and that, were just not as accurate as I would have liked, and it just felt to me like I was, you know, it just wasn't as polished as it should be on the combat scenario, and I sort of gave up a little bit on it there, because it was just sort of, you were firing away, and it was happening, but it weren't happening, if you know what I mean. So, bit of a shame, that one there. Now, this is a game all of you guys will probably know, I'm hoping. LA Noire. Rockstar Games, the guys who did all your GTA series. What a game, honestly. This has been so much fun to revisit. And if you want to go and buy this in a CEX shop, I'm guessing this will be under a £5. I could be wrong. If you know, let me know in the comments. As always, guys, share it with the people, please. Great fun. You drive around LA in the 1940s, you're a cop and you get made up to a detective. You've got to go solve crimes and stuff, and you have to read people's faces and stuff and see if they're lying and that when you're interviewing them. Very original title, very, very good, and you can tell it's definitely a Rockstar GTA game because the mechanics of driving and stuff are very, very similar. What else have we got for the PS3? Right, 2 titles. Dragon's Crown. Dragon's Crown. Now this is like an RPG. Graphics are great. You know, you can do multiplayer and stuff on it, but obviously I just play it on my own because I'm OG. On my own, you know. And it's really, really good fun. Graphically, the women characters in this are so, how do we say it, voluptuous. I'll try and put some images on the screen for you guys. You'll see exactly what I mean. But that aside, take that aside, this is really, really good fun game. You sort of level up, you get weapon upgrades and all that sort of stuff, you choose your character. And so Dragon's Crown, definitely worth a visit, that one, all right? And then there was this is the final game of the month. And it's this, I paid £15 for this in CEX. Now I've heard, or read, tell a lie, on a forum, a lot of good things about this. Catherine. I put it on, and 3 hours later I was still playing it. It's one of them. It's I can only describe it as a story puzzle game. So you watch and listen to the story and then you play puzzles or a puzzle level. Then it refers back to the story. Basically, in a nutshell, the story is this. You're a 30-year-old sort of geezer. You've got a long-term girlfriend. She's sort of hinting at marriage. You're not so keen. And then you start having these weird nightmares. And then as soon as you start going to nightmares in the game, that's when the game starts, and you do like these puzzle levels where you're climbing this mountain thing. where you could die at any moment. And the rumour is if you die in it, you die in the dream, you die in real life. And then he meets in his dreams this other girl called Catherine, but with a K, who's a sexy little hot blonde, and he's tempting him away, shall we say. I didn't get into that far into the game. I played it for 3 hours. The puzzle element of it is really, really good. The storyline on it is wacky and weird. It's all over the place. I mean, there's one level I got to where you're climbing like the mountain bit with the blocks, the puzzle element of the game, and your girlfriend is chasing you, but she's giant. She's got like these horrible monster claw hands with a giant fork, and she's trying to stab you. It's honestly, it is really, really out there, but in a good way. So do let me know in the comments, guys, your experiences of the game Catherine. I enjoyed it. I've got a lot more in it though to play, a lot more. Which brings me to the game of the month. Okay, so the game of the month for me, a tough call this week, a tough call. It's neither of the arcade games. I was a little bit disappointed with Double Dragon 2. I enjoyed it, played it through, but I won't be revisiting anytime soon. Paradroid on the Commodore 64. Wow, what a game. Great to get back to that. Thoroughly enjoyable. Highly recommended. And again, one of them, you just kept replaying it, you know. But for longevity and for value, because let's be honest, tight for everybody at the moment, LA Noire. Honestly, this game has not aged to me. Put it on your PS3. Go give it a play. I played it many years ago when it first came out. And I'm revisiting it now, and it's still so good. It's by Rockstar Games. They don't make a bad game, people. And this, you'll get this, I'm guessing, for under a £5 in CEX. So an absolutely amazing game. So let me know in the comments, guys, what have you been playing this month? Do you agree? Do you disagree with my games of the month? Have you played these games? And if so, share your experiences, please, especially with Catherine. How did you find that? Anyway, guys, I've been OGDuffy. You've been awesome as always. Doing them great things for me. You know what they are. The like and the commenting. And, of course, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Anyway, I'll see you on the next video. I'm OG. Laters.